Welcome to Paranormal V-Logs from the dark room, video number 6. And we're going to go a little bit deeper into the forces that create the cryptids. First, I'll show you my YouTube channel, which some of the illustrations I'm going to show you in the YouTube channel I go into much greater detail. And then there's my website, that Mystagogue. Mystagogue is a word that I found in the dictionary when I was asking Spirit as to what name I should call my website and so forth. And Mystagogue means master of occult science, but I'm not really a master of occult science. Maybe a professional, maybe starting to get close to an expert, but not quite. So here's one of my, actually we'll start with this oracle here. It's been through Schiffer Publishing, and it's been going for about 13 years now, selling well for 13 years. And the second oracle that I created through Schiffer Publishing, it's been going for about 12 years now. The tarot wheel was the first one. With both oracles, you can make about 8 readings all at once by spinning the inner wheels. And I'll demonstrate that in a further future video. So let's get into what causes the cryptids. Now, the universe is a great big giant vortex. Every atom, molecule, particle, wave within the universe works within a vortex formula. Again, on my YouTube channel, I have many videos that go in depth with that theory. So the vortex, would look something like this. The vortex, by its very nature, has 2 curvatures of space-time. One is known as the Einsteinian curvature that we've discovered. The other is more of a different kind of energy, like a synchronicity curvature. It's where all polarities and dualities come from, and it's why everything works by polarities and dualities. Especially in forms of alchemy. You see endless pictures of alchemic depictions with polarities, opposites, and when these 2 opposites forge into one, they create the cryptid. So when the sun meets with the moon and they join, for example, in alchemy, it forms a new form of being. Okay, so this universe is a giant vortex, and they discovered about 20 some years ago, scientists, that the universe is moving in, there's about 1 million galaxies moving all together at the same time, in the same direction, by some unknown force, and we are one of those galaxies that are moving in an almost spiral form. How they came to realize that, I don't know. Its exact name I'm not exactly sure of, but they used to call it the Great Wall. And in all of the universe, they cannot figure out the energy, the gravity needed to pull all these galaxies at once, and it is because of the sides of the vortex that are pulling and pushing through concentric circles, and centrifugal force is what moves all things. Now, as you see here, the cryptid inside of either the ley line or within the Triangle of High Strangeness can expand. The upper part of the vortex represents the expansion force, whereas the lower part of the vortex represents the contraction force. And so genes of the cryptid are expanded. Okay, they expand out. Another illustration of this vortex is this, where we have the creation of mass energy from the vortex. The charge that covers the entire interior of the vortex is created by the friction of the two curvatures joining together. The upper vortex, again, can be the opening expansion part of a vortex or a portal, and the closing part, again, at the bottom. The electromagnetic fields are created by the endless spinning of space and time itself through the vortex. Gravity is centrifugal force. We've got energy represented as going upward from the central part of the vortex at the bottom, and mass coming down as energy. Now, the forces that create the cryptids come through these vortexes, through the solar system. They're filtered through the solar system. They come to us from billions and billions of light years away. And the solar system turns and spins and binds these astral, ethereal, astrological-like energies. And we are the reception of it, the receivers of all this energy on Earth. The astral, ethereal energy of astronomy in astrology is often seen as personalities, having to do with persons and personality, whereas this energy is far more to do with what the Freemasons knew when they built their structures, when they built their buildings and so forth, to harness the incoming ley line energies of the setting sun, the rising sun, the setting moon, rising moon, and certain stars along the horizons. This is recently termed as astroarchaeology, and there are many examples: the Kaivas of Arizona to the Hopi. There's Stonehenge, there's Nazca lines, there's temples all over the world that have these alignments. And these alignments are gathering in the astral, ethereal energies that have been woven down onto the earth like grids of a screw, like through millions and billions of years, over and over and over and over again, as the earth spins, as the world turns. One example of that is, of course, we have the natural things on earth, such as minerals and crystals and water and limestone and such, that creates these energy centers, these vortices, these portals. But they're formed in triangular forms because there are three super powerful forces at work. One, of course, is the Earth's orbit as its axis as well. That's one great force, and here's the different triangles of all over the world. And the other two forces is, one is the sky zodiac, which is the 12 houses in space, and the Earth zodiac, which is the 12 houses on Earth. And one goes one way and the other one goes the opposite way. these frictions and forces over millions and millions of years have forged and created the triangular places of high strangeness and certified them as portals, as energy portals for these astral energies to multiply and increase. So again, they came from the edges of the vortex, and they fuse together to create. It's a little bit more complex, but it kind of demonstrates how there is, to the two curvatures, spin the atom around. One curvature goes around this way, and the other curvature goes around the other way. And the two of them spinning together, opposite of each other, is what gives the atom its energy and its strength. And it is at these conjunction points where the seeds of the cryptid are planted. And the cryptid will grow into a much larger creature by fusing of genes and by stretching of the genes. And that's what happens in these triangles of high strangeness, is that the genes are actually stretched so that the beast becomes much larger than normal. And from Bigfoot, Yeti to Loch Ness Monster. And another illustration of that is the old way of looking at the atom or molecule or gene, is that it's static by one curvature of Einsteinian theory. The two gene fusion of the two or more animals that would go into the creation of the cryptid is more done by the spinning. Now the atom, the gene, and so forth has the spinning forces, gene fusion of two or more animals. So now we have the rotation. Here we didn't have any rotation. It just drops and it doesn't move. It doesn't have any force to rotate. Now the two curvatures can rotate the atom, the molecule, the particle into endless circulation. So that's one little brief explanation. Again, these are cycles that have taken millions of years to engrave and groove onto the earth. And when the cryptids are fused, their genes are fused under certain circumstances, they grow into what they've grown into. And by their very nature of their atomic structure, they have access to portals and gateways and vortices. So they can access them and enter them simply by the very design that they were made. So I hope this helps give a little bit more information on the origin of the cryptids. If not, please go to my YouTube channel, where I have many other videos that go very much in depth to the two curvatures of the universe. And by the way, the two curvatures of this universe are what causes the UFOs, the alien creatures, to do the things they can do. It is a power of it's the power that generates their ships, their technologies. Okay, so thank you very much, and I may do another episode in the very near future, going into more depth, but more step-by-step and easier for you to digest. Okay, thank you very much. Have a great night.